How are you guys doing? Thanks so much for joining me today. I'm going to be guiding you through a dance flow sequence. So dance flow is, so for those that are just joining, hiya, how are you doing? I'm going to be guiding you through a dance flow sequence today. So dance flow is a class that I've been teaching now for about 3 years, and I put on lots of different movement techniques and vocabulary. So there's going to be yoga in there, there's a little bit of obviously dance, sometimes there's elements of capoeira and tai chi, and we start the sequence kind of slow, just like a normal vinyasa type class, and then we build up throughout the practice. So it does get quite fiery. It's definitely more of a dynamic practice, and there's going to be probably things in there that you've not done before, and definitely things that are not traditional yoga. So go with it, see how you find it. Maybe you'll join me again, maybe you never will, that's fine. We're going to start in a seated position. So bring yourself to a comfortable seat. I've got a block underneath my sit bones. I would recommend giving yourself some height. If you don't have a block, you can use like a thick book or grab a hold of a pillow or a blanket, whatever you like. Okay, so just laying the hands onto the knees, and then when you're ready, start to allow the eyes just to close down. And that might not happen straight away. You might feel like you need to give yourself a little bit of time. So don't worry about it if that's the case. And if you are keeping the eyes open, then I would suggest just sort of downcasting the gaze or blurring over the vision. And we'll just take a moment now to settle into our bodies, settle into our minds. And just noticing for a moment. So notice where you are in space, where you are in relation to the room that you're in, and if you've maybe got neighbors beside you. Notice what you can hear around you, and this can be sounds from outside of the room that you're in, and then also sounds that are in the space that you're within. And then start to notice now what you can hear from within. So we'll just listen into our bodies for a moment. How is your physical body doing today? Are you maybe working with some injuries or some areas of tension? Or perhaps you feel really open. Maybe you've been doing a lot of classes in your bedroom or in your living room this week, and you're feeling quite sort of open, spacious in your joints. And what kind of energy do you have at this point? And how much of it, if you feel like you've got a lot of steam to blow off, or perhaps a little bit depleted, you might need to ration your energy as you move through the next hour. And then lastly, just noticing where your mind is being led to today. Noticing the thoughts, allow them to come and go. Without any desire to really change or fix yourself. We're not here to be fixed, we're just here to be witnessed for a moment. So just be held, let yourself be held, pay witness to yourself as exactly as you are, don't try and change anything. And now let's slowly start to bring the awareness towards our breath. So with your inhale, without really changing, sorry, I think I lost you all. Okay, let's go back to where we were. I don't know exactly where we were, but we'll come to seated once again. So, bring yourself onto your block or onto your whatever you're using. Okay, taking the hands onto the knees, close the eyes down. Take a moment again just to come back into yourself. And let's just take 3 releasing rounds of breath. So we're going to take a slow, long breath in through the nose and a slow, long breath out of the mouth. And again, slow, long breath in through the nose and a slow, long breath out of the mouth. Nice. One more time. Slow, long breath in through the nose and then releasing. Good. Just gently closing the space between the lips. And then when you're ready, we'll blink the eyes open and we will allow the light back in. Nice. Okay, so let's bring ourselves into our tabletop position. Pop your props towards the side if you're using anything. Good. And then taking the hands directly underneath your shoulders and the knees directly underneath your hips. So without moving to begin with, I just want you to start to find a sense of length in your spine. So again, with the breath in, that allows us to create the space in the spine. And as you exhale, think about the space between your shoulder blades just gently starting to expand. As you inhale now, let's start to drop the belly button down towards the floor, start to lift the sit bones, press the chest up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, round through the spine, the space between the shoulder blades now presses up to the ceiling as you gaze to the belly button. Inhale, allow the belly button to drop down, lift through your chest, open, open. Exhale, round into your spine through the back. Good, let's take that just a couple more times. Inhaling as you find your rounding or your arching, and as you exhale, finding that rounding. Now we work a lot with intuitive movement in dance flow. So when you're ready, just start to bring in some other ways in which you can move your body. So you might start with a roll through your rib cage, maybe a sway of the hips from side to side. Perhaps you want to push back towards a child's pose and then snake forward into a variation of a back bend. And let yourself now start to detach from the idea that this is an aesthetic practice. So it's not about what you look like, it's not about creating shapes or pretty shapes with your body. It's about tuning into how we can move our body in a way that is really nourishing for ourselves and finding that creative element as well. So keep on going in your own time. If you're comfortable doing so, I'd recommend closing the eyes down just so you can really kind of listen in to what you might need at this point. Good. Keep on going for a couple more rounds of breath as you are here. Good. Nice. Taking one more round of breath. If you're doing something on one side, just evening out towards the other side. And then let's gradually come to meet in your tabletop position once again. All right, tucking the toes underneath. Let's send the sit bones all the way back towards your heels and then wrap your elbows in towards each other. So spin the eye of your elbow up towards the ceiling. Now brace through your shoulder girdle. Start to just lift the knees about 1 centimeter away from the floor. It's quite a fiery position. Just bring a bit of fire into the quads, into the core. And now slowly start to lift your sit bones up towards the ceiling. Imagine someone's pulling you up by your tailbone. And let's come into your first downward facing dog. So give the hips a little sway, give the feet a little pedal down, shake and nod through your head. Good. Just releasing. Nice. And then eventually finding that stillness in your downward facing dog. So wrapping the elbows in towards each other. Keep on holding, breathing here. Good. Pressing down through the inner corners of the hands, the knuckle of your index finger, knuckle of your thumb. Now take a breath in, again, expand the back surface of your heart space. And as you exhale, see if you can take your chest now a little further back towards your shins. Just take one more round of breath here, inhaling. Exhale. From there, let's ripple forwards through the spine, chin towards your chest. Come to find your high plank position. Hands directly underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Now mindful that you're not sticking the seat up. Think about pulling your pubic bone up towards your belly button and pressing the space between the shoulder blades again to the ceiling. Just 2 rounds of breath here. Start to fire up through your core. Inhale deeply. Exhale long. Good. Take one more round of breath. Exhale. Now from there, send the knees down towards the floor. Untuck your toes. Sit back into a child's pose. And take a moment just to reach the arms out long in front of you. Maybe just give the head a gentle rock on your mat. Just massaging the forehead into the ground. Good. Great. And then gently, we're just going to start to lift yourselves up to sit onto your shins. So take a couple rolls over your shoulders. This is where we're going to start the sequence today. We're going to start sitting down onto your shins. So I'm just going to scooch forwards a little bit. Okay, so sat down onto your shins as you are here. We're going to start with a little wrap or a little twist around our waistline. We take 3 of those that build up into a kind of bigger variation of this. So your right hand side, that means we're going to wrap towards the right hand side first. So take your right arm behind you, left arm wraps on top, and then gaze over the right shoulder as you take a little spinal twist. Unravel, take your twist towards the other side. So now the left arm goes behind and the right arm comes in front. Good. One more time, wrapping towards your right hand side, just finding that spinal twist. And now this time, as you unravel, you're going to place your left hand down towards the floor. Now keep your seat connected for the moment. Just want you to mark the pathway of this right arm. So this right arm is now going to sweep. It curves all the way overhead. Start to lift through your chest as you open, and then just retrace that. Come back on yourself. And this curved action then allows the right hand to plant behind you and you go onto the left hand side. So seat stays down for the moment. Inhale as you lift up. Exhaling as you come back. Take this one more time, breathing in as you lift, open through your chest. Exhale. Now as you come back, this right arm is going to pass behind you and the left arm is already there to be caught. We take an interlace of your hands. Drive the knuckles down. If this doesn't feel great on your shoulders, I want you to grab a hold of opposite elbow instead. Breathe in as you start to lift and open through your chest. And as you exhale, let's forward fold. Take the forehead towards the ground and allow the fist to lift up towards the ceiling. Just soften here. Again, maybe a little rock from side to side. This is a really, really nice opening for your pecs, for your chest. Good, and then from there, use your fist to pull you down and lift your chest back away from the floor. Now separate the hands, send them up towards the ceiling, connect your palms. We're going to bring the hands through to prayer at heart center. Melt yourself forward, hands into the ground, downward facing dog, sending the sit bones up. As you inhale, let's send our right leg back and up behind us. So reach the right leg as long behind you as you can, and then bend into that knee and start to stack the right hip on top of the left. So we're opening through the pelvis. Really think about yawning the whole right side of your body open. And now you might want to gaze over your left shoulder and see if you can see that right big toe. Good. From here, as you exhale, draw your knee in towards your nose, round forwards, and then gently place that right foot in between your hands. If it doesn't quite make it, use your right hand just to shift it forwards. Fingertips down towards the ground. Now we're going to tap your left knee towards the floor, but keep the toes tucked under and start to pull the chest forwards. So opening through your chest, slide the shoulder blades down the back of the body. So we're really expanding through the heart space. Now left toes stay tucked under. As you push back, we're going to lift the hips, send the sit bones up as you drop the head down. Come into a wide-legged, pyramid pose. So your pyramid pose might look more like a lunge. If you've got a little bit of a tighter hamstring, this is absolutely fine. Aiming towards a straighter right leg, but that may or may not happen. Again, it doesn't matter. So just dropping the chest down, stay high on that left foot. Inhale, chin towards your chest. Ripple forwards. You're just going to tap your left knee towards the ground and lift and open through your chest. Now again, someone pulls you back by your sit bones. Send the sit bones up as you drop the head back, or drop the head down even, come into that forward fold. Breathe in, we ripple forwards, moving between these two places with your breath. Exhale, we ripple backwards into that pyramid pose. Just take this one more time. Inhale, chin towards the chest, lead with the front corners of your spine. Exhale. Okay, next time you're in that pyramid pose, just press pause for a moment, hold there. Now again, high on the back ball of the foot so that we're not dropping the weight backwards. Now square your hips off, draw your right hip bone back in space. Without moving your lower body, I now want you to start to lengthen through your spine. So breathe in, pull the front corners of the spine forwards. And then as you exhale, move into that space that you've created as you soften the chest down. Let's just take one more round of breath here. Inhaling, lengthening the spine. Exhaling as you soften into that space. Good. Now draw your chin towards your chest once again. Start to ripple yourself forward. This time we're going to leave your left knee away from the floor. So leave the left knee away. Find that nice sense of steadiness through your thighs, through your feet. And then sweep the arms up towards the ceiling. Come into a high lunge. Whoop. Okay. So finding your high lunge position, now bounce a little bit, find a sense of kind of buoyancy within the form. So it doesn't need to be like, you know, really tense or really structured. There's a sense of softness, there's still movement going through. Fingertips are reaching up nice and high. Squeeze your left glute, engage it. And now we're going to flip the palms to face backwards. So palms are flipping to the space behind you, but the arms are reached overhead. Now pull the fingertips forward, leading with the back of the hands. You're going to send the arms behind you and start to lift and open through your chest. Big wave type motion all the way overhead. As the hands reach above the head, curl the fingertips in towards the heel of the hands, start to roll down, chin towards your chest, and then reframe that front right leg. Okay, so 2 options now. We're going to swap the feet. So for the first option, you're just going to step your left foot in and step your right foot back. For the second option, you're going to really plant in towards the hands and you're going to hop to change your feet. So take your variation, end with your left foot in between your hands, and then take both hands on the inside of that left foot. Now walk to your right hand side and find your runner's lunge at the back of the mat. So now you've got your right foot back in front. We're going to do the same thing again. Option A, you just step the feet to change them. Option B, you're going to hop. Hop the feet. Hands on the inside of that left foot. Now just walk yourself halfway. So parallel your feet off, come into a forward fold. I'm going to change to go sideways on my mat. You stay as you are. I'm just going to go sideways so that you don't just have to look at my bum. Okay, so folding forwards. All 10 toes are forward facing and the crown of the head is towards the floor. Now add a bit of movement, shake your head, sway the hips from side to side, see what feels good. And then let's take the fingertips underneath your shoulders. Inhale, find a halfway lift. Pull the crown of the head forwards. And then exhale, refold over the thighs. Good. Okay, so from here, again, your profile on your mat, but I'm just facing towards the side so that you can see a little bit better. We're going to do a little bit of movement with our spine. So bend into your knees. Now start to roll up through your spine. I want you to keep your head really heavy as you come all the way up towards standing. And then from there, your arms are going to cross in front of your body. As you breathe in, start to lengthen through your legs, open through your chest. Now stick your bum out. So really think about pushing through the sacrum or the tailbone behind you. And we're going to melt down. So melt down through your tummy, your rib cage, your chest, your head. Cross the arms in front of the body, roll up through your spine. Like you're taking your t-shirt off, you open the arms, breathe in at the top. And then as you exhale, surrender as you soften down. Keep on going in your own time, just finding how this feels for your body. Breathe in as you lift up. Exhaling as you release down. Good. Go for a couple more rounds in your own time. Again, your variation, I'm giving you a blueprint, just sort of mark through the pathway of it, see how it feels in your own body. Next time you're down, next time that your head is in between your legs, just hold for a moment. We're just going to take one more round of breath here. You might have a nice deep bend into the legs, or you might start to straighten it through your knees. Okay. From here, slowly start to walk yourself back over towards your right foot. Come into your runner's lunge. So from your runner's lunge, take the weight into your left hand and you're going to turn your right toes out to the right hand side. So right toes turn out. Now you've got the weight in your left hand, so you can hop that right foot to the center of your mat. Bring it a little bit closer. Roll onto the knife edge of your left foot and you're in a kind of like modified side plank. Now draw a line from wrist to wrist. Sensitive wrists, you're either going to take this hand a little bit further in front of you so the angle is not so sharp, or you can of course come down onto your forearm if you prefer. Lift the hips up, try not to sink down towards the ground, resist against gravity, and you can either stay here if you want to bring a bit of fire into the practice already. We're going to lift your right knee up towards the ceiling, come into a kind of loose tree variation of a side plank. Okay, one more round of breath, lift your gaze. Now right hand is going to come down towards the floor and the right leg is going to go up into a three-legged dog. So extend through your right knee and now you've got the option, either keep this right leg lifted or pop it down towards the floor. Ripple forwards into your plank, round through your spine, and then let's come all the way down onto our tummy. If you're modifying, knees are going to go down first, untuck the toes, exhale as you lower. I'm really sorry that my fire alarm is just going off. Okay, that's done. Okay, right. way down onto the tummy. And then taking your fingertips out nice and wide. So elbows up towards the ceiling. Now drop your forehead down towards the ground. I want you to, again, bring the space between your shoulder blades in towards your awareness. So this is the back surface of your heart space. Now press the tops of the feet down, press your pubic bone down, start to draw your chin towards your chest, and you're going to ripple up through your spine. Your head is the very, very last thing. So ripple up through your spine. Now draw the front corners of the rib cage forward and then lay yourself down. Tummy, rib cage, chest, forehead. And again, chin towards your chest, round up through your spine. Keep squeezing the glutes. This is really important to support and protect your lower back. And then pull yourself forwards, tummy, rib cage, chest, forehead. Take that one more time. Round up through the spine, inhaling as we lift. And then exhaling as you lower. Now from there, release your hands, extend them behind you, palms look down, and then lift everything away from the floor. Hands, feet, chest, extend, 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 like you're like a puppet. Someone's pulled you up by your strings. And then exhale, let it go. Release your hands now underneath your shoulders, and we're going to snake ourselves back into a child's pose. This is actually a lot more challenging than it looks. I want you to keep your elbows wrapped in. Now drag your chest along your mat. Send the sit bones up, arch through your spine, drag your chest along your mat, come onto your forearms, and from your forearms, don't stop, continue pushing, whoop, all the way back towards your child's pose. Now that might have looked, or it might have felt quite kind of jagged as you push back. Don't worry about it. It's in there for a challenge. It's definitely working into your triceps. So find your child's pose. Let's take a moment. Just come back to your center. And then gently roll yourself up through the spine. We're going to go exactly the same thing, but now on your left-hand side. I'm just going to scoot forward. Okay, so this time wrap towards your left-hand side. That means the left arm's going behind and the right arm comes in front. Change onto the other side. Right arm comes behind. Left arm comes in front. Last one, wrap towards your left. Okay, now from here, unravel, right hand goes behind you. This time, if you're feeling good in your back, you can start to lift the hips away from the floor. So this left arm sweeps in front, hips lift up, squeeze the glutes together, reach over, and now retrace, come back on yourself. Now send your left hand behind you, lift your hips maybe, inhale as you lift up through your chest. Exhaling as you lower. You've got one more of these. Let's twist towards the right hand side, inhaling. Good, exhale. Now as you come down, this left arm is going to pass behind you and the right arm is already there to be caught. So grab a hold of it, interlace, take your non-habitual interlace, in fact, if you are interlacing, or hold on to opposite elbow. Breathe in, lift your chest open, drive the knuckles down, exhale, forward fold, forward head towards the ground. As you drop forwards, maybe a little rock from side to side, see how that feels. Good. And then gently lift yourself all the way up. Hands pull you down to lift the chest. Inhale, sweep the fingertips to the ceiling. Exhale, melt forwards. Walk your hands out, downward facing dog, sending the sit bones up. Okay, breathe in. Let's send the left leg back and up behind you. So reach the left leg away. Bend into the left knee and then stack your left hip on top of your right. So you're really yawning the whole left body open. Gaze over the right shoulder, maybe see the tip of your tail or your big toe. Exhale, we're going to come forward. Draw your knee towards your nose. Try and kiss your knee and then gently place that left foot between your hands. If it doesn't quite make it, left hand is there to help you. Okay, runner's lunge, hands down. Now tap your right knee towards the floor, keep the toes tucked under, start to arch, lift through your spine, you're lengthening. Now imagine someone's got you by your tailbone, they pull you back into your pyramid pose. Again, we're high on the back ball of the foot. Inhale, ripple forwards, round through the spine as you lengthen. Exhale, pull your sit bones back as you release. Good, do this a couple more times. Inhale, finding that length through the spine. Mindful that you're not overshooting this left knee, so keep your left knee on top of your left ankle. Let's do one more round. Breathe in, rippling forwards. Exhale, sending it back. Now holding there when you arrive. Stay high on the back ball of the foot, encouraging the weight forwards. This left leg might be a lot more bent, that's absolutely fine. Now breathe in, find a sense of length through your spine, pull the ribcage forwards, and then as you exhale, move into that space that you're creating.
Good, do this one more time. Breathe in from the lower, mid, upper back, all the way to the crown of the head. Exhale, folding. Good, this time, chin draws towards your chest out to round forward. You're gonna bend into the right knee and then push into your roots, into where you're connected to the floor. Let's send the arms up towards the ceiling as you find your high lunge. So again, a sense of buoyancy, a sense of moving within the form. So it's not rigid, it's not structured. We really want the energy to continue flowing even when we find these quite sort of tough places that we're putting the body into. Okay, flip the palms to face backwards. So palms are facing behind you. And then lead with the back of the hands. The back of the hands come forwards. Curl the fingertips away from you. This extends the back body, open through your chest. Sweep the arms all the way overhead like a big wave motion. And now draw your chin to your chest as you curl the fingertips down. Bend into the elbows. Good. And then take the hands either side of that left foot. Okay, your two options. You're either going to step the feet to change them, or you're going to hop the feet to change them. You've now got your right foot in front. Both hands pass on the inside. Let's walk to our left-hand side. Find your runner's lunge facing the back. Same thing. Change your feet. Right foot in front. Hands on the inside. This time, come halfway. So parallel your feet off. Soften the chest down towards the ground. Give yourself a moment just to release head, sway your hips, whatever you need to do. And then fingertips down onto the floor. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Reach forwards. Exhaling as you fold. Okay, bend into your knees and start to lift yourself up, round through your spine. So deep, deep bend into the legs. Feel the pressure of the feet in towards the floor. And now cross your arms in front of you. Breathe in, find the height of the pose. We're gonna open through the chest, stick the seat out as you melt down. So melt through your body. Crown of the head comes towards the floor. Cross the arms in front of you as if you're taking your t-shirt off. Breathing in as you lift up, open through your chest. Exhaling as you melt down. Let's go two more of these. Breathe in, rounding up through the body. Open through the chest. Can you see the ceiling on the journey up? And then melt down. Tummy, rib cage, chest. Last one. Inhaling as we lift. Exhaling as we lower. Good. Once you're down, hold it there for a moment. Now gaze towards your left ankle and walk yourself over towards it. So frame your left foot coming into that runner's lunge. Now the weight is going to go into your right hand and you're going to turn your left toes out to your left hand side. So left toes turn out, pivot on the heel. Now because you've got the weight in the right hand, you can just bring this left foot a little bit further down your mat. Just makes it a little bit easier. Now come onto the knife edge of the right foot and draw your line from wrist to wrist. I'm going to face my back to you just so you can see the placement of the arms, the shoulders, the hips. And we want to stack this left hip on top of the right. Now option A to stay. Option B, you're going to lift your left knee up towards the ceiling. This comes into a kind of variation of a side plank. Now can you lift your chest open a little bit further? And as you exhale, we're going to find a three-legged dog. So left hand goes down, left leg goes up. Extend through that left leg. Option to keep it lifted or pop the foot down towards the floor. Let's ripple forwards into your high plank. And now keep your elbows in as you come all the way down onto your tummy. If you're modifying, of course, the knees are going to soften first. Exhale as you lower. Good. Okay, completely relax as you arrive down. Give the hips a little wiggle. And then pop your fingertips nice and wide. Elbows up towards the ceiling. Crown of the head or forehead towards the floor. Push your pubic bone down to the mat. Start to engage through your glutes. Now from here, we're going to roll ourselves up. So think about someone pulling you up by your t-shirt, but your head stays really heavy. Unravel. The very, very last thing to arrive up is going to be the gaze. And then pull the rib cage forwards, melt down. Tummy, rib cage, chest, shoulders, head. And again, pubic bone down. Roll yourself up. Breathing in as you lift. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Pull the rib cage forward like you're stretching yourself with every round. We'll just do one more time. Breathing in. Inhaling as we lengthen. It's exhaling as you pull forwards. From there, release. Extend the arms behind you. Palms sit down. Now like a puppet, someone pulls your strings up. You lift everything in your body. Reach, reach, reach. One more breath in. And then let it go. Good. Hands underneath your shoulders, wrap your elbows in. Okay, take the challenge if you are up for it. Start to lift your sit bones up towards the ceiling. Now, in one movement, I'm going to try not to pause. We're going to snake ourselves back to child's pose. So push through your forearms, through your hands, come onto your forearms, keep on pushing back as you find that child's pose. I'm going to rest it out for a minute. Take a couple deeper rounds of breath, inhaling. Exhaling, lovely. Okay, one more round of breath in your child's pose. And now when you're ready, let's lift ourselves all the way up. Sit down onto your heels. We're going to do the exact same sequence again, but we're going to start to now move a little bit more seamlessly. So joining the dots together, essentially. Okay, we start to the right hand side first. So right arm is going to wrap behind you, left arm comes forwards. Good, come back on yourself, swing towards your left. Back on yourself, swing towards your right. Now this time, send the left hand into the floor. If you're feeling good in the back, lift the hips, sweep the right arm overhead. Come back on yourself. Right hand plants behind you, hips lift, left arm sweeps over. Exhaling, let's do that one more time. Inhaling as we lift. Exhale as you lower. Now this right arm is going to pass behind you, it interlaces. Drive your knuckles down, lift your chest, fold forwards. Just one more round of breath. Now use your arms as your lever to lift yourself all the way up. Separate the hands, send them to the sky, and then fold forwards. Let's meet in your downward facing dog. Hands down, send the sit bones up and high. Breathe in, send the right leg back and up behind you. Bend into that right knee, open into your hip, gaze over your left shoulder, see the tip of your tail, i.e. your right big toe. And then exhale, we're going to come forwards. So how gently can you place this right foot in between your hands? Right. As you arrive, we're going to start to tap the left knee down. So it's almost like this left knee just taps onto a little spring and we pull our chest forward. Now ripple backwards, sit bones up, head down, forward fold. Breathe in, ripple forward, you ripple through the lower, mid, upper back, crown of the head lengthens. Exhale, pull yourself back into that pyramid pose. 2 more rounds, inhaling as we ripple forwards. Good, exhaling as you come back. Last one, breathe in, ripple. And again, it's fine if that right leg is not fully straightening. Just going as far as feels great for you. Okay, this time as you come forward, you're not gonna let that left knee find the floor. This pulls you up into your high lunge. So stay grounded through your feet. Use your core now to extend the arms up towards the ceiling. Little sense of softness through the body. Now, are you breathing or have you held your breath? So refine that breath if you are holding it. Flip the palms to face behind you. Sweep the arms forward. Lead with the fingertips, lead with the back of the hands. Now open through your chest like a big wave type motion as the arms sweep overhead. Curl your fingertips in towards the heel of the hand. Chin towards the chest, dive down and then frame that right foot. Your choice, hop or step, change the feet. Both hands on the inside. Let's walk ourselves towards our right foot. Frame your right foot, change the feet, hop or step. Come towards the center now, find your forward fold. Just rest for a moment. Give the hips a little sway from side to side again. I'm just going to go to the side so that you're not just looking at my bum. Forward folding. Okay, from here, bending into the knees, start to round up through your spine like you're taking your t-shirt off. So cross the arms. Lift yourself up. Inhale, big breath in as you open. Exhale, melt down. Arch the spine as you round. And again, inhale, rounding up through your spine. Find the highest point, find the breath drawing into the body, and then exhale, surrender, move into that space that you're creating. Good, keep on going in your own time. Take about 3 more rounds. And again, find it in your own body. So it might look different to mine. In fact, I'd encourage it to look different to mine. I want you to see how your body wants to move in this time. But just sticking with the idea that the breath in is where we create the space. That's when we're opening into the body. And then the exhale is when we move into that space that we're creating. So take 1 more round, inhaling as we lift, exhaling as we lower, forward folding. Now gaze towards your right foot. You're going to walk yourself all the way over towards it. Find your runner's lunge. Weight into your left hand, turn your right toes outwards. Now hop that right foot to the middle of the mat, come onto the knife edge of your left foot and let's reach the right arm up towards the ceiling. Draw your line from wrist to wrist. So keep pushing in towards the right hand. Try not to sink in towards the right shoulder. And you can either stay, you can lift the right knee to the ceiling. I'm going to give you a third option, more advanced. Step the right foot behind you, and this brings you into a wild thing. Push the hips up, open through your chest. And now we're going to come back to meet in your three-legged dog. So right hand's going to go down, right leg goes up. Find your three-legged dog. Okay, option. Again, right leg can stay lifted, or you pop it down towards the floor. And let's come forwards into your high plank. So round forwards through your spine, and then come all the way down onto the tummy. Exhale as you lower. Completely release as you arrive down. Just gonna shimmy back a little bit. Fingertips nice and wide, come onto like a sort of spider hand, cupcake hand. So if that's not feeling good for you, you can of course just come into a flat palm instead. Elbows are lifted, forehead is down, pubic bone presses down. Now inhale, ripple up through your spine. The head is heavy. It's the very last thing to arrive up. Squeeze the glutes, pull the chest forward, exhaling. Good. Inhale, ripple yourself up through the spine. Now this time we're going to gaze over your right shoulder, lower down as you gaze over the right shoulder. Now come up through that right hand side once again, round through the spine as you lift, gaze over the left shoulder, ripple down. Last time, coming up through the left hand side. Now pull the front corners of the ribcage forwards, exhaling as you melt. Become really soft, really release, arms reach behind you, and then lift yourself up. Breathe in as you fly. Exhale to release. Hands down underneath your shoulders, lift your sit bones up, start to snake yourself backwards. Find your child's pose. Breathe in just for a breath. Don't know about you, but I'm getting a little bit out of breath. Okay, and then gently start to roll yourself up through the spine, coming onto your left hand side. So left hand side means we're going to twist to the left hand side first. So twist left, right arm comes in front. Twist right, left arm comes in front. Last time, twist to the left. Now this time as you unravel, plant your right hand down, lift your hips maybe, sweep the left arm over. Exhale, come back on yourself. Left hand goes down, inhale, we lift. Exhaling to lower down. Last time, breathe it in. Exhale, come back. Now this left arm swings behind you. Catch a hold of your wrists, of your fingers. Breathe in as you lift up, forward fold, melt down. Inhale, lift yourself all the way back up again. Connect your palms, seat the fingertips to the ceiling. Let's melt ourselves out, downward facing dog. Sending the sit bones up and high. Left leg is lifting as you arrive. Bend into left knee, open into left hip. Gaze over right shoulder, see the tip of your toe. And then let's step this left foot as elegantly between our hands as we possibly can. Good. Come onto the fingertips so you've got more weight in your feet. And then drive the right knee down. Start to lift and open through your chest. Exhaling as you release back. Now you might notice that your fingertips can become quite light as you ripple forward. So challenge yourself. See if you maybe want to lift the hands from the floor, and then as you shoot backwards, maybe the hands stay lifted. It's very, very different. You're going to have to now rely on the muscles in your legs, your adductors, your glutes to keep yourself stable. If this option doesn't feel great, hands down onto the floor like you've done already. Take one more round. Inhaling. Exhaling as you release back. Now this time we're going to come up into our lunge. So maybe pop the fingertips down, ripple forwards. You're going to bend into that right knee, root into the floor through your feet. Find your lunge position. Nice sense of softness. Palms slip backwards, pull the fingertips forward. Big wave type motion all the way overhead. Arch through the spine. Good. Curl the fingertips in. Draw the chin towards the chest. Hands go down. Hop, change the feet, whichever way you want to go. Hands on the inside. Walk yourself towards that left foot. Hop, change your feet. Hands on the inside, walk yourself to the middle. Press pause for a moment, relax. And then bend into your knees, start to roll up through your spine. Cross the arms in front of the body, take your t-shirt off. Not really, or maybe really, no one can see you. Inhale, lift, exhale, melt down. Good, breathing in as you lift. So keep on going in your own time, and notice if you can start to find now rotation in your shoulders. So as you lower down, you can kind of roll the shoulders inwards here. Breathing in, open through the chest.
Exhaling as you melt down. Good. Take 2 more rounds in your own time. Maybe see if you want to close your eyes down, or perhaps you want to play with the tempo. It can start to move a little slower, or perhaps you want to move a little bit faster. Making this your last round wherever you're up to. And then next time you're forward folding, we're just going to stay pause for a moment. Now softening into both your knees, gaze towards your left foot, and you're going to walk yourself over towards that left foot, framing it. Now left toes turn out towards your left hand side, weight is into the right hand, so you can now hop the left foot to the middle. Come onto the knife edge of the right foot, draw your line from wrist to wrist. 3 options. A, you're going to stay where you are. B, you're going to lift the left knee towards the ceiling. And C, we're going to go for a wild thing. So you step this left foot behind you. Now push down to lift the hips open through your chest. And now how seamlessly can you come back into a 3-legged dog? So as the left hand goes down, the left leg is going up. 3-legged dog. Maybe keep the leg lifted, maybe drop it down, ripple forwards into your plank. Let's exhale, lower all the way through chaturanga onto your tummy. Relax, fingertips onto the floor, elbows out nice and wide. Push pubic bone down, inhale as you lift yourself. Exhaling as you melt forwards. Good. Breathing in, roll yourself up. Now this time gaze over the right shoulder, melt it down, and then come up that same way. So come up through the right hand side, change over towards the left hand side. Good. Breathing in, so finding this arch of the spine that's not 2-dimensional. Draw yourself forwards. Relax everything, pass the arms beside you. Inhale as you lift up, float, float, float. Exhale to release. Hands under your shoulders, wrap the elbows in, drag the chest back through child's pose or towards child's pose as you arch. Okay, take a deep breath in. Just let it go. We're going to hold for a few moments now in your child's pose. So let yourself relax exactly as you are. If you're not comfortable in child's pose, of course, you can come into any other sort of passive resting position. So you could lie down onto your tummy, or you could come to just sit down onto your shins. Good. And if you'd like to, grab some water, grab a hold of some water. I know I need it. And now just take this time to really check in with yourself. So come back to where we were at the very beginning. And just find a sense of softness. Bring all of your awareness now back in towards yourself, and notice how your physical body is feeling now. And then notice how your energetic body is feeling. So what kind of energy do you have, and is it going to affect the way that you're going to now go on to practice into the rest for the last round? So are you feeling like perhaps you're a little bit depleted, or do you feel like you've got a little bit more energy to give? Sometimes the more we work, the more kind of fire that we start to build into the belly, and we can give a little bit more through the last part of the practice. And then just lastly, noticing where your mind is being drawn to. So as the body becomes quiet, does the mind become loud again? And can we notice the thoughts, but perhaps not become attached to them? Good, just give yourself one more round of breath here. And then when you're ready, slowly from your child's pose, start to lift yourself all the way up to sit down onto your shins. Nice, we're gonna go again one more time, right side, left side. Now starting to link everything together. And it's not necessarily about moving faster, but that is naturally gonna happen because we start to create the transitions a little bit more seamlessly. We're gonna take the pauses out essentially. Trust your muscle memory. You've done it now 4 times, so even if you feel like in your mind it's not necessarily there, your body is retaining the information. We're literally making new neural pathways in our mind as we work through this. If you're trying lots of new different things, every time we repeat something, it makes that connection, that thread a little bit stronger. And see now if you can start to give yourself a bit more permission to let go. So don't worry again about what it looks like. It's not an aesthetic practice. I want you to move now with your body and really, really move into everything. Okay, so finding your sitting position onto your shins, let yourself start to swing. We're gonna go to the right hand side first. So swing your right arm back, left arm front. Other side, twisting to the left.
Twisting to the right, this builds ourselves up. So we take our left hand down, lift your hips, open through your chest, and come back on yourself. Swing this right arm behind, push the hips up, open. Exhale, come back. Last time, left hand goes down, inhale. Exhale, come back. Now swing this right arm behind, your left hand's there to be caught. Drive the knuckles down, lift the chest, forward fold. Breathe in, lift yourself all the way back up. Separate the palms, reach them to the ceiling. Let's meet in our downward facing dog, melting out. As you arrive, the right leg goes up. Bend into knee, open into hip, gaze over the left shoulder, and now step that right foot between your hands. Good, come onto the fingertips, ripple forwards, left knee taps down, inhale. Exhale as you send the sit bones up. Maybe this time you're gonna lift the hands from the floor, see how that feels. If you're curious for the challenge, give it a go. If you fall over, you get extra points. Breathe in, lifting up. Exhaling as you release down. Good, now this time we're gonna come into our high lunge. So draw forwards, keep the left knee away from the floor. Let's meet in your lunge. Don't worry if you're not there yet. I'm gonna wait for a breath till everyone's with us. Now flip your palms backwards, pull forwards with the back of the hands. Ripple back, deep bend into the back knee. And then melt forward, big wave type motion. Frame your right foot, hop, change the feet. Hands on the inside, walk yourself towards that right foot. Hop, change your feet. Hands on the inside, stop in your forward fold. Deep bend into both knees. Now start to roll up through your spine. You cross the arms in front of the body, you take your t-shirt off. Inhale as you lift. Exhaling as you melt down. Good. Keep on going in your own time. You're gonna go for 3 more rounds. The breath in is where you make the space in the body, and the exhale is where you surrender down into that space that you're making. Lovely. Okay, 2 more rounds. Inhale. Exhale. I'm going to join you for this last round. Don't worry if you're not there yet. We're going to meet in your forward fold. Good. I'm going to stay here for a breath so that we're all in together. Now gaze to your right foot. You're going to walk yourself over towards it, finding your lunge. Now take the paws out straight away. Turn your right toes out. Hop that right foot to the middle of the mat. Come onto the knife edge of the left foot. Draw a line from wrist to wrist. Your 3 options. A, stay. B, right leg lifts. C, come onto the toes. As we lift, find wild thing. Just a breath. Then meet in your 3-legged dog. So right hand down, right leg lifts. Maybe that right leg stays lifted as you ripple forwards. Exhale, come all the way down onto the tummy. Release, fingertips wide, pubic bone down. Inhale, ripple yourself up. Exhale, melt yourself down. Inhale, ripple yourself up, push the pubic bone down, gaze over that left shoulder as you melt down. Good. And then coming up through that left side once again, twist the gaze over to the right shoulder, melt down. Inhaling as you lift up. Come through your center point, lengthen, 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 and now release the hands, lift everything, just for a breath. And then release. Hands down, elbows in, snake the chest back. Come onto the forearms, keep on pushing, good. Find your child's pose straight away. Roll yourself up through the spine. Don't worry, I'm also panting too, if you are. Okay, last time, twist towards your left hand side. Left hand goes behind, right arm in front. Right arm comes behind. Last time, over to the left. This time, plant your right hand down, sweaty, lift your hips. Come back on yourself, left hand goes down, inhaling as you rise. Exhale, last one, breathe in. Exhale, now swing this left arm behind you, catch your right wrist, breathe in as you open. Exhale, surrender down. Inhale to lift. Connect the palms, let's melt ourselves, meet in your downward facing dog. As you arrive, send the left leg up. Bend into the knee, open into the hip, step your left foot gently between your hands. Start to tap the right knee down, open through your chest. And again, it's totally fine to keep the hands on the floor, and it's totally fine if that left leg is not straightening. Again, it's not about creating pretty shapes with your body. I want you to move with something that is deeper than the aesthetic. It's about the movement and the feeling from within. Inhaling as you come forwards. Exhaling as you come back. This time as you come forwards, let's meet in your high lunge. So ripple forwards. Now the right knee doesn't connect to the floor. We send the arms to the ceiling. Flip the palms backwards. Draw the hands forward. Pull back with your fingertips. That opens your chest. Roll down, chin to the chest. Now frame that left foot. Hop, change your feet. Hands on the inside. Walk yourself around. Keep the hips nice and low. Hop, change the feet. Come to the center point. Find 2 parallel feet. Deep bend into the knees. Cross the arms. Roll up. Take your t-shirt off. Inhaling as we lift. Exhaling as we melt forwards. Good. Now maybe as you lift, you're going to find a moment of suspension at the top, and then you're going to let yourself fall a little bit more. Play around with it. I'm going to leave you here for a moment, just playing with this movement that I've given you. So I'm giving you a blueprint, but you can do really whatever you want. So you can start to move super slow. Maybe what's it like if you close your eyes down? How does that kind of challenge your balance? Where is the edge of your balance? Good. Take 2 more rounds of breath. Lovely. Taking this as your last one. Breathing in. Exhale, breathing out. Let's meet at the bottom. I'm going to hold for a breath so that we're all in it together. And now let's gaze to our left foot and walk ourselves over towards it. So come onto your lunge. Now turn the left toes out. The weight is in your right hand, so you can hop the foot to the middle. Come onto the knife edge of the right foot. Send the left arm to the ceiling. Your option: A, stay. B, left knee lifts. C, step the foot behind you. Lift open through your chest. And now let's come back into that 3-legged dog. Left hand down. Left leg lifts. Your option of how you're coming down. Maybe left leg stays lifted or you're lowering it. Exhaling. Breathing in. Fingertips wide, elbows wide, pubic bone down. Inhale to lengthen. Exhaling as you melt. Breathing in. Lengthening as you lift. Now gaze over that right shoulder. It's still a back bend, it's just not the sort of 2-dimensional variation of it as we were doing before. Breathing in, come up through that diagonal line. Down through the left hand side. Come back through the left hand side. Make sure you're still squeezing your glutes. Ripple forwards, forwards, forwards. Exhale, melt down. Now reach the arms beside you. Pick your body up away from the floor. And then release. Last little challenge. Hands under the shoulders, elbows in, start to drag your chest back. Go onto the forearms, keep on pushing. Child's pose. Good. Well done. Just let it go. Hold in that child's pose for a moment. Try not to move out of it. Try not to grab water just yet. Just let yourself soften exactly as you are. And again, bring all of the awareness in. So what's changing as we've used this sort of vessel of physical movement now? What are the changes that you feel in the rest of your body? How is your breath? Can you feel the pace of your heart? Remember when we started with listening into our heartbeat? Now notice how your heartbeat is now. Good, and you're not here to change anything, you're not here to fix anything, just notice, just pay witness to yourself exactly as you are. Take 1 more round of breath here. And then slowly just start to roll yourself up through the spine. Lovely. Okay, send your sit bones over towards one side. Let's swing the legs out in front of us. Coming onto your mat, I'm going to face towards you now. So we'll just come into Janusrasana A. Shift back a little bit. So keep your left leg out in front of you. And let's take the sole of the right foot on the inside of the thigh. Flexing those left toes to the ceiling. Breathing in, send the arms to the ceiling. Remember, the breath in is where you make space in the body, and now move into that space as you start to hinge forwards. Good. And you can grab a hold of whatever becomes available. It might be a thigh, an ankle, a foot, it doesn't matter. Just feel the connection in with your body. Now breathe in, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, folding as you release. Good. Do that 1 more time. Inhaling as you lengthen. Exhaling as you fold. Good. From there, slowly start to roll yourself up through the spine. Let's change on to your other side. So now take your right foot forward, left foot on the inside of the thigh. Breathe in, reaching up through the fingertips. Exhaling as you reach forwards. Good. Inhale, lengthen. Exhaling as you fold. One more breath. Breathe in, pull the ribcage forwards. Exhaling. Just gently start to roll yourself up through the spine. And let's come into Baddha Konasana. So soles of the feet together, knees apart, just holding on to your ankles. And now use your elbows to prop the knees down. You can use a little bit of your own strength. Breathe in again, lengthen the spine. Exhaling as you fold to release. And then slowly rolling yourselves up through the spine. Let's plant the feet down and come to the very top of your mat. So you've got lots of space behind you. We're going to come into our Shavasana shortly. So if you do want to grab a hold of something warm, if you want to jump or whatever, take a hold of it now. Flip the palms to the ceiling. Let's just come to meet on the floor. So roll through your spine, thinking about the vertebrae laying down one at a time as we come all the way. Good. And then as you relax, just pop the feet into the floor. Give the knees a gentle windscreen wiper from side to side. Easy twist. And then maybe come into a happy baby now. So we'll separate through your feet and through your knees. Take an outside grip of the soles of the feet. Keep them flexing towards the ceiling. If they're not available to hold on to, then just sort of hug around your hamstrings instead. And then allow the lower spine to get really close to the floor. So try and imprint the lower back. This is a great way to decompress the lower spine. Maybe just gently releasing, rock and from side to side. And then letting it go. So come to put your body in the most comfortable position that you can think of. That might look like feet on the floor, knees lifted. It might look like soles of the feet together, knees apart, or perhaps you want to go full Shavasana. Extend the legs nice and long. Flip your palms to the ceiling. Let's close our eyes down. Okay, breathing together again. Let's take a slow, long breath in through the nose. Open the mouth, slow, long breath out. A slow, long breath in through the nose. A slow, long breath out of the mouth. And just letting it go. So let go of everything that's been in the last hour. And try not to label it as a negative or a positive. Just now let yourself be left with whatever is the reality. So the energy that you've built, the breath, the heat, the sweat. Nothing to do, nowhere to be. I'm going to leave you now just to relax in Shavasana for a few moments. I will guide you out of this, so don't worry if you don't hear me. It's not because I'm not there. Just making the next inhale a little bit deeper. And slowly start to resurface, just bringing little movements into the body. Wiggle through the fingers, wiggle through the toes. Maybe rocking the head from side to side. And then gradually coming to extend the arms all the way back behind the head, reaching out through fingers, through toes. Now hug your thighs into your chest. Give yourself a really lovely hug. Wrap your arms around your shins. Little rock from side to side. And then let's move over to our right hand side, just holding for a moment in your fetal position. Gradually coming to lift yourselves up. Let's come into a comfortable seat. Try and keep the eyes closed on the journey up. And then bringing the hands to prayer at heart center as you arrive. And placing the thumbs towards the breastbone. Come back to your heartbeat. Feel that little drumming of life sitting behind the chest. And check in with yourself. How are you now doing physically? How are you doing energetically? And how are you doing emotionally? Drawing the chin towards the chest, saying a final thank you now for dedicating this time to yourself. And then blinking the eyes open and allowing the light in. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Sincere apologies for my fire alarm going off. This is what happens when you live in a big shared house. So, hey, but at least it's all real. If you'd like to practice again with me, I'm going to be doing the same sequence on, what day is it? Thursday, I think it is. But thank you so much for joining and hope to see you again soon. Bye.